Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, the housekeeping notes, all the product I'm using, all the dimensions will be listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products. There's a link to our Facebook group. We'd love you to have joined that. There is my email address if you have any questions. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe and help me grow in YouTube world. Today, we're going to be playing with Birthday Celebrations, Unbounded Love, and we're doing from the Wildflower Birthday suite out of the catalog. We're only using a couple things out of this. This we're using Happy Birthday, this we're using Make-A-Wish. That is it for stamping. And you'll see why in a second. This is a card that I have gotten from Sam Calcott on Mixed Up Crafts. You can find her on YouTube, and she does some beautiful stuff. But she made this tower pillow card, and she made it in 8x8, and I guess since then she's made it in 6x6 and 5x7, but she never made it in A2, which she's in the UK, so she wouldn't be doing that. So first I decided I did need a special birthday card, so I decided to make the 8x8 version to see how well it went together. And so this is the tower. I'll flip it this way so you can see it. This fits in an 8x8 envelope, which is not the easiest thing to find. And, oh, I got a cat hair on there. So it's very beautiful. I love this style she came up with. So I'm going to show you how to make it in an A2 size. It fits our standard medium size envelope. Now, if you're looking at this going, you don't recognize the embossing on there for the labels, it's not Stampin' Up, sorry. Even Stampin' Up! Demonstrators do sometimes use other product, especially on sentiments when you're trying to find something really special. But anyhow, you can write on the, this is white, so you could write on the back panel here. So here is this. And I will put the dimensions for the 8x8 in the description below. It all folds flat. Now, I've actually made a box for mine to go into. I'm not showing you the box, but it's just a cute little box. I thought, because I'm going to put some other things in that box, I believe. But anyhow, it goes like this. So I'm going to leave this sitting here so you guys can see the difference. Now, yes, I made a mistake in stamping. I rocked the block. I'm not going to worry about it. This is my card. This is the one, and it fits in a standard envelope. And it comes out like this, and you'll need extra postage. He is fat. He comes out flat. Just pull the pillars up. And he stands up nice and pretty. I'll try to put these on the side so you guys can see the difference. This is very tiny compared to this one. But I think it's very cute. So this is the one I'm going to show you how to make. They go together exactly the same. So we'll be cutting everything on this. And as you see, I'm using the pre-done flowers and stuff from the Wildflower Birthday. So let me set this out of my way. Just one moment. I'm going to put it back up. This is the box. I just made a simple box to set him out. I'm putting this because the cats are in here with me, and I do not want them to tear that up. So, Sam Calcott, Mixed Up Crafts, is the one who came up with this, and then I just shrunk it down, and it's called a Tower Pillar card. So, let's get to work. Okay. We are going to need a piece. I'm giving you the starting sizes. This is the easiest way to do this. You're going to need a piece of 3.5 by 11. You're going to need a piece of 9 by 3. These are the two we're going to start. This is Blueberry Bushel. And I'm going to use my trimmer today. Because what we're going to do is score both pieces and then cut it. And it'll go faster. So, this is the piece. Make sure I've got all my pieces right. I did say this was 9, didn't I? Yeah, 9. Double checking myself. So we're going to put this in on the 9-inch side. Get the cutting blade out of the way. Get this down so you can see what I'm doing. And we are going to be scoring at 2 3/4. 4 1/4, seven, and 8 1/2. And then we're going to turn this around on the 3-inch side, and we are going to cut this at 1 1/2. Now we have both pieces scored that we need. This is for the part that goes up around the top and bottom. This is for the pillars. This is 3 1/2 by 11. And on the, get this right, on the 3 1/2 inch side, we are going to score at, get the cutting blade out of my way, we are going to score at 3/4 of an inch, 1 1/2, 2 1/4, and 3. And then we're going to turn it on the 11-inch side and cut it in half at 5 1/2. Cutting at 5 1/2. So those are those pieces. Now, while we got the trimmer out, we're going to go ahead and do the pieces for the pillars that we're going to be embossing. So this should be a piece that is, nope, it's not been cut down. I need a piece that is 8 1/2 by 5 1/4 to start with. We'll get rid of that little piece there. And then I'm going to turn this on its side, because what we need, and I'm going to do it down here and off to this side, we need, now you can just do the front panels, front and side. I like to do all 4. It's up to you. And I need 1/2 inch strips. So a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. So if you have lots of 1/4 or lots of pieces that are 1/2 inch, you can probably get that out of there. But this I found the easiest. And we're just going to come along here and make 8 of them. Keep on. Sometimes, have you ever been doing something down low? You gotta get the thing out of the way. You keep on catching on it. There's 4. And I know you did. 5, 6, 7. And that should be 8 unless I miscounted. Nope. Yep, that's 8. So you just have a big hunk. You have to, actually, this is big enough to use for a card base still. But it was, I found it the easiest way to have a nice big piece to work with. But you could go smaller. Okay, I believe that is all the pieces we need to cut for this. Now we'll come back to these Blueberry Bushel in a minute, because now you could use this, you could use DSP for this if you wanted. I decided I wanted to emboss these pieces. And I'm going to be using the So Swirly embossing folder. And you're saying, well, why didn't you just emboss the paper first before doing all those strips? Because a lot of times this is not a 3D, and so it will sometimes ruin, I should say ruin, just doesn't look as good as if you do it after the fact. So we're going to put these in here, and believe it or not, I'm just going to set them all in here. You could do all 8 of these with one pass. There's all 8 of them. And so let me get Auto out here, our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I need, of course, I buried the plates. That's what happens, you know, if you bury your plates. I need plate 1, a plate 3, my embossing folder. Oop, Hang on. I jiggled a little bit. I don't want them overlapping. There, now they're not. Yes, they are. Hang on. A lot of static in here today. I just don't want them overlapping too much. There we go. And run that through. And every time you hit one of those things, it's just going to go clunk, clunk, clunk. Not bad. And that's all the embossing we're going to do. You guys hear that static? I don't know if you can hear it or not. So here is all of our embossed pieces. All 8 of them. Okay. So it is now time to start putting this card together, the base of it. Just one moment. So we're going to grab our pieces here, our pillars and our pieces like this. And we'll start with these guys here. And you need a bone folder. And what you want to do is you're going to fold all these in. Like that. And you're going to do this one. We're going to go ahead and do these right now too. So this is this is about a 1/2 inch where these are 3/4 going across there. If you can see those on there. So I'm just starting at my 1/2 inch. You can start it anywhere you want it. But you're going to fold them all the same direction. And then this one here. Okay, well, I got this in my hand. We might as well start this. Excuse me. This is that 1/2 inch piece. If you lay it down, you can see that it's smaller. So you want to lay that down. And you could use, I would recommend Seal Plus or tear and tape. As you know, I'm a glue girl. So we'll put a little glue there. Glue, I still believe, works the best on some of this. Hold those two down. Fold that in. Give it a good press. And we'll set that one off to the side. Same thing with this one. Folding that and one of those over. Glue on that 1/2 inch tab. And give it a good rub. I'm going to fold it back the other direction and this one too. There. So those are our little pillars. Now I got off a little bit on this one, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's just off slightly. You could trim it. I'm not going to worry about it. It's not that much. There's our 2 pillars. These pieces, what you're going to do is you're going to be putting glue on this tab. So if you fold that tab and lay it flat like this, and then you're going to fold this piece back on itself. So don't get too much glue. Fold that back, make sure it's straight. And that gives us our little piece like that. Fold this one in. Like I said, once I figured out how I did the big one and I started doing this little one, I was like, this is pretty easy. And give that a little rub. And there's that one. There's those pieces. So next we need to put all these on our tower. And like I said, it doesn't have, it's just a little design. I like it. Like I said, you could use DSP for this part too. Excuse me, I don't know why I've got a cough all of a sudden. Just one moment. Oh, maybe if I get something to drink, I got a tickle in my throat all of a sudden. I never thought I'd like Pretty, oh, that's Pretty in Pink, by the way, if I didn't tell you. Pretty in Pink and Blueberry Bushel look so cool together. At least I think so. So let me hurry and get these on here. So there's one pillar all decorated. And here is pillar number 2. I said it's tiny little pieces, but it does. Oop! Except you're not supposed to bend them that way. Okay, 2 more pieces on our top pillars here. Okay. And this one here. So there's the 2 pillars with our Pretty in Pink on them. And bear with me a minute. I'm going to get a little bit of glue off my fingers. Now, I would recommend that you have something to make sure you've got this nice and square when you're doing it. So I'm going to be using my grid paper, you know, or a T, something, so you make sure these pieces go together that are, you know, the right direction. Boy, I must have cut this paper off a little bit. Just a moment. This will drive me nuts. I just got a touch. I must have cut this just a hair too long when I did it. There we go. You know, that happens sometimes. So we're going to take one of these to start with. Doesn't matter which one, or a pillar. And we're going to be putting this right in here and right up to the top. You could put it in the corner here, all of them into the back if you wanted. You put one on one front, one in the back like this, but I'm going to go in the middle. And I'm going to grab a small ruler. So it doesn't matter which end you choose. I've got a 1/2 inch to play with here, so I'm only going to go down. Just pick a side, about like that, and put plenty of glue. With this embossing, you do really need some glue in there, and I'm going to try to go as close to center as I can. Make sure I'm up at the top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here really quickly and measure. That's 3/8, and that's 3/8. I happen to know it's, with this size, it's 3/8 and 3/8 on either side. Then I'm going to fold this down very gently because it's not dried. And then I'm going to line it up on the grid here to make sure it's straight. So I'm looking here at this line and this line here, like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this one in here, and I'm going to put it on this side. Remember, you're only going down no more than about 1 1/4 inches. I'm going to come in here and slide this one in here in the middle. I'm going to check my measurements. I'm going to come over just a tad. That's the beauty of glue. 3/8 and 3/8. Make sure the top is there. I'm going to fold it down. And now I'm going to come back in here and check my lines. And I look pretty darn good. So hold those for a minute before you start playing too much. Now we're going to put the bottom on. So we're going to start with this piece here. check my measurements now. Hold that right at the top there. If I don't mess it up when I'm doing it. And that's 3/8, and that's 3/8. I'll hold that for just a second, and then I'm going to take and go ahead and fold this down again. I know that one's not straight. That one's straight. And then I'm going to just, this one here, since it's already tucked in there, just going to come in here. You can move this a little bit and add my glue. When I was playing around, I tried to do both the bottoms at the same time. Would not advise it. It was really messy. Oop, that's way off. Let's measure that real quick. They're both about 3/8. All right, one more time. We're going to come down, fold it. I'm just looking at those squares. I've got all these squares right in the center. Bottom and top look nice and level. So that is the base of the card. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of stamping and getting our other stuff ready and let that sit for just a couple minutes. So what I have, I need to stamp is my envelope. Now I have pre-done a few things. I have done the happy birthday, and I've embossed that in gold on Pretty in Pink. Like I said, I was trying to keep this one more about the construction of the card and not the embossing. I know you've all seen me embossing before, and that happy birthday come from Unbounded Love. And then I pulled out some stuff from the, and I'm missing something. I know that. I'm missing a leaf. Just one moment. Well, we may have to go back and grab another leaf. I'm missing a blue leaf. I may not have grabbed it. Just a second here. I've got to go digging in the pile. I don't want to pull everything out. But I probably end up to find the leaf I'm looking for. Like I said, you've got lots of things to play with in this set. Don't you just love when you know you're looking for something and you can't find it? Well, if I don't find it in a second, we're going to use another green leaf. Oh, look, oh, there he is. Found him. Like I said, I'd had to pull everything out. This is just a sleeve that some of my dies came in, because I keep my dies in my stamp set. I just keep these to put all these little die cuts in. Works rather nice. Sorry about that. I could have swore I got that out and I dropped another leaf on the floor. And since the kittens are roaming, I need to pick it up. Sorry about that delay. So we've got all the components to go on the outside. I also did cut a little square, since this is that. I've got a piece of 2.5 by 1 1/4 for the back, so you can sign on it. But I do need to do my envelope. And so I'm just going to do that with some Blueberry Bushel. Not Rock the Block this time. So like I said, it's very limited stamping on this. Like I said, the embossing and that. So we've let that sit for a second. Now I have to decide what I want to be my back and what I want to be my front. And I think this I want to be the back because my seams are back here. And so I'm going to put this on the bottom. So we have a little place to write. You can add another one at the top if you needed. You can always put a slip of paper in with the card too. This is just a nice showpiece. You can display it on your mantle or on your desk at work. There we go. So that's now the back. This is the front. And we're going to put the happy birthday. Now we have to come down with that happy birthday because we have no more room in our envelope. And I'm going to put dimensionals on this, but don't, make sure I've got the bottom. Not going clear to the bottom on it. Going about like that. Let's try to get that centered. Oh, come on, Laura, you can center better than that. There we go. So there's our happy birthday. Okay, now we're going to use a lot of dimensionals. The birthday cake's going on with dimensionals. These little flower cluster is going on with dimensionals. So I'm going to put one right here in the center of this. Now, when you fold this over this way, you can put this hanging over this one, no problem. Now, when you put the birthday cake on, you have to make sure you stay inside here. But if I put one right in the center, I should be fine. Actually, I'm going to put two. You're going to fold this down. Make sure I'm down out of there. Okay, so we're still inside, so you can hang something way over to this point too. Okay, now, you've heard me say this before. I'm going to put a flower bouquet down here. Grab a large block. Help hold it down so you have your hands free. And I've grabbed 3 flowers from that set, and those are going up on dimensionals as well. You don't have to use dimensionals if you want. I'm putting one in the center of each of these. And I'm going to put the pink one in the center. There. I'm going to put this one. Make sure you don't go over the fold line with your dimensionals or your glue. In there. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to use glue dots. You could use glue or glue dots for this. I would not recommend glue. The first one I made, I put my one leaf in here and had too much glue, and I had glue all over this panel here. So that's why glue dots are very good for this. Now he's going to come upward because we have to keep him inside here, but tuck him in. And then I'm going to put another glue dot on the bottom of this one. And I'm going to tuck him in here. Make sure my glue dot's on the other side of that line. I want to come way out there. And then one more glue dot. Oop, didn't get him that time. And we're going to stick him down here at the bottom. Okay. So everybody opens up just fine. Everybody's inside the framework. Okay. So we have to bling this up a little bit, you know. Make it prettier. Hang on, I'm getting these out of my way before they're all over the place. Okay. So what I've grabbed is, I've grabbed the brass butterflies, the dragonflies, and these are the In Color Shimmer gems. So let's grab a little dragonfly. And I'm going to put the dragonfly right on that blue leaf. And then I'm going to grab a large brass butterfly to put up on the happy birthday. Just like that. And then I'm going to grab, now, this is pinks. There's the peach. This is pretty in pink, but there was no pool party in the set, but Summer Splash worked really good for that one. So and I'm using the smaller ones. So I'm going to put a Summer Splash here. I'm going to put, and this time I decided I was going to use Petunia Pop in the center of this one to make it stand out a little better. And this one is going to be this one. So that is our card. It's pretty simple, but it's got a big wow factor when someone's going to receive that. So give it a try. I think it's very cute. It's pretty easy to do. You could do this with any stamp set. You could die cut your own flowers and stuff. I just went with what was pre-made for me to make my life a little easier, and I did it on the first one, so I thought I'd do it on this one. So, hope you give this a try, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.